Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the chapter The Happy Prince. It's the chapter 5 from the book Moments, written by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde, born in 1854, was an Anglo Irish playwright, novelist, poet, and critic. He is regarded as one of the greatest playwrights of the Victoria era. In his lifetime, he wrote 9 plays, one novel, and numerous poems, short stories, and essays. The Happy Prince is a story by Oscar Wilde. It is about the story of a statue, the Happy Prince, covered with gold and many fine jewels. It sits overlooking the city. One day, a swallow bird seeks shelter under the statue and discovers the prince not happy but sad. The bird becomes friendly with the prince and tries to make him happy by assisting him in his desire to ease the sufferings of other. It plucks out the ruby, the sapphire, and other fine jewels from the statue and delivers them to those who are poor and needy. So, let's begin the explanation to the chapter The Happy Prince. High above the city on a tall column stood the statue of Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes he had 2 bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town has made preparation. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. I will put up there, he cried. It is a fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around. And he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wings, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing! He cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars were quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. Then another drop fell. What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off? He said, I must look for a good chimney pot, and he determined to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. What did he see? The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. Who are you? He said. I am the happy prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the swallow. You have quite drenched me. When I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So I lived, and so I died. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the miseries of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. What is he not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. Now, the meaning of the paragraph. So, the story of the Happy Prince dwells upon the theme like social injustice, power of love, and the loss of innocence. Okay, in this story, we come across a statue who, at one time, a real prince. When the prince was alive, he was very happy person. He lived in the palace and did not know about human sufferings. His life was full of joys. Upon his death, his statue was built at the top of a tall column in the city. The statue was covered all over with thin leaves of fine gold for his eyes, He had two bright sapphires and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. The statue of the happy prince looked beautiful, and everyone in the city loved to see this prince. Since he was placed high above the city on a tall column, the prince was able to witness all the sorrows and sufferings with which the common people faced in their daily life. But the prince remained ignorant of them during his lifetime, or we can say when he was alive. So this made the prince once happy, okay, who was once happy, very sad again after his death. His eyes got watered and large drops of tears began to run down his golden cheeks. A little swallow who had alighted between the feet of or legs of the happy prince to spend the night there became curious to know where did the drops of water fall from when there is not a single trace of cloud in the sky. The sky is full of the stars also. He looked up and saw the eyes of the happy prince full of tears. The bird took pity on the prince and became ready to assist him in his desire. To ease the sufferings of the common people, he became the messenger of the prince and agreed to remove the fine gold and jewels from his statue to distribute them among the poor and the needy. You just see the meanings of difficult words to the left side of the page. Column means a tall, solid, vertical post made of stone. Gilded means covered with thin layer of gold. Sapphire. Actually, one of the P's missing from sapphire. SAPPHIRES. A bright blue precious stone. Ruby. A red precious stone. Swallow. A migratory seabird. Alighted means landed or descended. Okay. The next, drenched means made completely wet. Ugliness means unpleasantness. Chorus means rough. Now, the next paragraph. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice. Uh, Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it, I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands, all pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give but river water, so he is crying, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move." So now, in this paragraph, the statue continued its story and it spoke in a very musical voice that far away there was a house of a poor woman. Okay, the window of her house was open and it could see through the window that she was sitting near the table and her face was thin and she was tired. Her hands were rough and had become red because they had been pricked by the needle. The actually she is a seamstress. Seamstress means ladies tailor or female tailor. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. Okay, and on bed in the corner of the house, her little boy is lying and he is in fever and he's asking his mother to give him oranges, but she has nothing to give him except river water. Okay, so the prince asked little swallow to go and take this ruby out of his sword hilt and give it to that lady. Okay, and same time he said the swallow that as his feet are fastened, he is not able to move from there. That's why he asked the little swallow to help him. Understand? Now the next para. Now, the next paragraph. I'm waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and he be his messenger. The boy is so thirsty and the mother so sad. He said, I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. It is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak. Over the roofs of the town, he passed by the cathedral tower where the white marble angles were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball, she said. I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ships. At last he came to poor women's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired in her in he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the women's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. And he sank into a delicious slumber. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirit at the prospect. He visited all the monuments and sat long time on top of the church steeple. Now let's understand the meaning of the paragraph. And before that, see the meanings of difficult words to the left side of the page. Cathedral means a large and important church in a city. Sculptured means made shape. State ball means royal dance. Tossing feverishly means unsteady with fever. Thimble means a finger metal cap worn for protection while stitching the clothes. Now the meaning of the paragraph. The swallow replied that he had to go to Egypt as his friends were waiting for him. The swallow said that it's his friends were in Egypt. They were flying near the Nile River and talking to the large lotus flowers which grew there. Soon they would go to sleep, and so he wanted to reach Egypt at the earliest. The statue requested the swallow to stay with him for one more night. He asked him to be his messenger and work on his behalf. He said that the boy was very thirsty and his mother was very sad. So it should go and means the bird should go and give the ruby stone to her. Once again, the swallow opposed his request and said that it did not like boys. So why should it help that boy? Moreover, the bird had to go to Egypt. The happy prince was so sad that swallow felt sorry for him. It's sad that it was very cold there. Who said bird? Okay, bird said that it was very cold there, but it would stay with him for one night and the next morning it would do his work. Actually, I'm saying it to the bird, but the author has personified the bird, we should say he for the bird. But if I'm saying it, so you just understand I'm saying for the bird. Okay. The bird said that it was very cold there, but he would stay with him for one night, and the next morning uh, it would do his work. Okay, the bird would do his work. The happy prince thanked the bird. Finally, the swallow took out the ruby stone from the happy prince's sword, and the bird took the ruby in its beak and flew over the town. As the swallow was on its way to the poor women's house, it passed the cathedral. Okay, cathedral. What is the meaning of cathedral? Means a large and important church in a city. So as he reached there, he crossed the palace and he could hear the sound of dancing from inside the palace. Okay. When this swallow was crossing over the palace, a girl came out on the balcony along with her lover, and she was hoping that the gown which she had given to that seamstress for embroidering would be ready on time. She was talking about the same gown on which that lady was doing embroidery, to whom the bird had to give the ruby stone. Understand? Then, when the swallow flew over the river, ships also came along the way. Lanterns were also hanging on their sails. Finally, the swallow reached the women's house. Now, what he saw there, the boy was suffering from the fever, and for that reason, he was not able to go to sleep. So, he was turning left and right on his bed, and his mother was very tired due to working for long and had fallen asleep already. So, the swallow put the ruby stone on the table near the thimble. Okay. And then, next paragraph. After keeping the ruby stone on the table, the swallow went near the boy. As his mother was sleeping and no one was taking care of him, it shook its wing near him. Okay, because of which the boy could felt the cool air and felt better. The boy felt that he was getting better and went to sleep. Finally, the boy slept. Earlier, he was not able to sleep because of fever, but when the bird just did a little fanning over him, he just slept. Okay, and then a boy felt better and went to sleep. With this, we can make out that the swallow was a very kind hearted bird. Now, the swallow flew back and went to the statue of Happy Prince and told him what all he had done. Okay, now the bird felt warm, and it says that it was very strange that it was feeling little warm even though the weather was very cold. To this, Happy Prince said that it was feeling, means the bird was feeling warm because he had done a good deed. It had helped someone. It means bird. The bird had helped someone. Understand? Now the next paragraph. After listening to the happy prince, the swallow started thinking, and when he started thinking, he felt sleepy because whenever he thought, he used to feel sleepy. Okay, and then next morning, the swallow bird went to the river and took a bath and thought that night he would reach Egypt, and he was very happy. Okay, when he thought that now he was going to meet his companions in Egypt. Understand? Then, so the bird visited all the monuments of the city, and finally he went and sat on the high tower of the church. And then, when it was night and the moon rose in the sky, the swallow went to Happy Prince and sought permission to leave for Egypt. Okay, now the next paragraph. When the moon rose, he flew back to the Happy Prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away, across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side, there is a bunch of withered violets. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write any more. There is no fire in the grate, and hunger has made him faint. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the younger playwright. Alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. My eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires, which were which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Now, the meanings of difficult words. Prospect mean possibility, steeple, top of a church, commissions work, garret means a small room on roof. Now let's go through the meaning of the paragraph. Now again Happy Prince requested Swallow to stay with him for one more night, and Swallow replied that he needed to go to Egypt because his friends were waiting for him. Okay. So the prince is telling the swallow about his second work, and he says that far away across the city I could see a small dark room. At the top of the house a young man is sitting. He was sitting on a desk on which the papers were spread all over, and he was trying to work hard. He had a glass lying near him in which withered flowers were lying. Actually the boy is a playwright, understand. Then he said that Happy Prince said that this boy needed to finish writing a play. He was a writer, and he had to give the play to the director after writing, but he did not have strength to write anymore because he was feeling very cold. The boy had no money, so that's why there was no fire in his fireplace. Garret means fireplace. And he was very hungry, also due to which he was feeling very weak. Okay. Now you can see the other meanings on the left on the next page. Withered violets mean dried up blue purple flowers. Crisp mean hard. Pomegranate mean a fruit, and playwright mean a person who writes plays and dramas. Okay. Now the swallow understood what Happy Prince was trying to tell him. He knew that Happy Prince wanted to help this boy. So he agreed to stay back for one more night. And further, the swallow asked Happy Prince if he should take another ruby stone to give it to the young writer. Okay, just like he had given it to the old lady seamstress. Prince said that it was very sad that he did not have any more rubies, okay, stone with him. Happy Prince said that now he had his eyes, which were made of very precious and rare sapphire stones, which had been bought thousands of years ago from India. Okay, so Happy Prince told Swallow to take out one of the sapphires and give it to the boy. Now next paragraph. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. It was easy enough to get in, as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. The next day, the swallow flew down to the harbor. He sat on the mast of the large vessel and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow. But nobody minded, and when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, will you not stay with me one night longer? It is winter, answered the swallow, and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt, the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. In the square below, said the happy prince, there stands little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money. And she is crying. She has no shoes or no stockings, and her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. Okay. Will not beat her. He can see the meanings of the words. Large vessels means large ship. Match girl means selling. A girl selling match sticks. Now the meaning of the paragraph. So now happy prince asked the bird to remove one of the two sapphires from his eyes. Okay. So now he asked the swallow, what did he say? Swallow, swallow, little swallow. Okay. Happy prince ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. Okay. And give it to the boy. The swallow was very sad to learn that the happy prince wanted to give his eyes to that boy, and he started crying. He told happy prince that he could not do so. Okay, but then the happy prince ordered the swallow to do it, what he had told him to do. So finally the swallow took out one of the eyes, okay, one of the sapphire out of the prince's eye, and flew to the young man's garret. There was a hole on the roof of the room, so the swallow entered the room through the hole. The boy was sitting with his head on his hands, and that's why he didn't hear the flutter of the bird's wing. And when he looked up, he saw the sapphire stone lying on the dried flowers. Okay. When the boy saw the beautiful stone, he felt that some admirer, or you can say that patronage, some person who praised him, had sent a gift for him. So he thought that with this he could now finish his play. Okay. So next morning, the swallow bird flew down to the harbor and sat on a mast of a ship. He spoke loudly that he was going to Egypt, and when it was night, he flew back to happy prince. Swallow once again told the happy prince that it had come to say goodbye to each other, and he was going to Egypt. And once again happy prince requested swallow to stay with him for one more night. The swallow said to the prince that the winter season had approached, and after some time it would start snowing. The weather in Egypt was warm, and even the crocodiles lay on the mud lazily there. So he told him to let him go to Egypt. Okay. Now, this was the third assignment. The happy prince said that there was a match girl. Match girl means one who makes a match girl. Okay. She was a little girl and all her matchsticks had fallen in the gutter, means sewage, and got wet. All her matchsticks were spoiled now. She could not sell them and she would not earn any money. And when she would not earn any money, she would not go home without money. Then her father would get angry and beat her. For this reason, the girl was crying. Further, the happy prince said that she was not wearing shoes or stockings and she had not covered her head. She is very poor. So he said to the swallow to take out another sapphire from his eyes and give it to the match girl so that her father did not beat her. Understand? So swallow agreed to stay with him again for one more night, but he refused to take out another sapphire because if he did that, then happy prince would be blind. Again, happy prince told swallow to do what he had ordered him. Now the next para. So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. What a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. No, little swallow, said the poor prince, you must go away to Egypt. No, I will stay with you always, said the swallow. And he slept at the prince's feet. All the next day he sat on prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in strange lands. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets under the archway or bridge. Two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm. How hungry we are, they said. You must not lie here, shouted the watchman, and they wandered out into the rain. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier and they laughed and played in the street. We have bread now, they cried. First of all, you see the meanings of difficult words. Swoop. See, SWOOPED. Swooped means fly downward fast. Listlessly means lacking energy and interest, without life. So finally the swallow obeyed the happy prince's order. He took another sapphire stone from his eye and flew it to the little match girl. Okay. Flew and means he just took the sapphire and flew with the sapphire to the little match girl. And when he saw the match girl, he bent very low and kept the sapphire stone on the little girl's hand. The little girl was very happy to see the stone and she went home very happily. So now when swallow returned to the happy prince, he told him that now he was blind. Means who was blind? Happy prince, because both the eyes have gone. So now he was blind, and so he would For that reason, he would stay, means swallow would stay with the happy prince forever. But happy prince said to the swallow that he should not stay there, he should go to Egypt. Okay, but swallow refused and said that he would stay with him only, and she slept on the prince's feet. So swallow used to stay along with happy prince all the time and used to tell him the stories of the different places that he had visited. The happy prince said to the swallow to tell him wonderful things, but added that nothing was more wonderful than the sufferings of the people. No mystery was bigger than sadness, and he wanted to know who all were sad in his kingdom, in the city. Okay, so he asked the little swallow to go and find out what he saw while flying over the city. So this way, further the swallow saw two little boys under the archway of the bridge. They were lying much close to each other so that they can protect each other from the cold and keep them warm. They were so poor that they did not have food, so they were trying to keep each other warm. Understand? So now these children were very hungry. Then watchman came there and scolded them not to be there. He shouted and made these children to go away from there. The poor children keep wandering in the rain as they were very poor and homeless. Okay, so he saw all these conditions. He went back, means swallow bird went back to happy prince and told him what he had seen in the city. To this, the happy prince told swallow that his whole body is covered with fine gold. The swallow could take tiny pieces of gold leaves from his body and give it to the poor people in need, okay, or the needy people. So all the living beings required money, and when they would get gold, they would feel happy. Okay, so slowly the swallow took out the gold layers from the statue of happy prince, and as he removed the layer of the gold, the happy prince's statue started looking dull and grey. So as the statue of happy prince started looking dull and grey, the children grew happier because through it they were getting food and shelter. Okay, finally it started snowing, and when a lot of snow fell, everything froze. Understand? Now the next paragraph, you can see the meanings of tough words to the left side of the page. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. But at last he knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. "Goodbye, dear prince," he murmured. "Will you let me kiss your hand? I am glad that you are going to Egypt." "At last, little swallow," said the prince, "you have stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you." "It is not to Egypt that I am going," said the swallow. "I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not?" And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. Now the meaning of the paragraph. Before that, you see the meanings of tough words. Scarlet means bright red, skated means moved on skates, flapping means moving up and down in the wind, and murmured means whispered or spoke very slowly. Now the meaning of the paragraph. So finally it started snowing, and when a lot of snow fell, everything got frozen. Everyone was wearing clothes made of fur. Small children were wearing red color caps and were roaming here and there. They were skating on the frozen ice. Okay. And what about Swallow Bird? It was feeling very cold, but he kept on sitting near the Happy Prince's statue. He did not want to leave him because he loved the Happy Prince. The bird didn't want to die, so he used to go to the bakery where the bakers used to bake the bread. Um, he ate the bread crumbs and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. The swallow was aware that he was about to die. He had only enough strength to fly back to the statue of the Happy Prince. So he came back to the prince and he says, Happy Prince, what he said? Goodbye, dear prince. Okay, he spoke slowly and he asked him to kiss him on hand. So Happy Prince thought that the swallow wanted to go to Egypt. So he said that he was happy that finally the bird was going to Egypt. But the bird said that he is not going to Egypt. Okay, he is going to the house of death. He added that death was brother of sleep. He is going to rest. Okay. He kissed the Happy Prince on his lips and fell down to the feet of the Happy Prince and finally died. Now the next paragraph. At the moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue as if something had broken. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right into two. Okay, it certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. Early the morning, the mayor was walking in the square below in company with the town councillors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. Dear me, how shabby the Happy Prince looks, he said. How shabby indeed, cried the town councillors, who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. The ruby has fallen out of his sword, his eyes were gone, and he is golden no longer, said mayor. In fact, he is little better than a beggar. Little beggar than a beggar, said the town councillors. And here is actually a dead bird at his feet. Continued the mayor, we must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here. And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. So they pulled down the statue of the Happy Prince as if he is no longer beautiful. He is no longer useful, said the art professor at the university. Then they melted the statue in a furnace. What a strange thing, said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry. This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. We must throw it away. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. Bring me the two most precious things in the city, God, said God to one of his angels. And the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. You have rightly chosen, said God, for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forever more, and in my city of gold the Happy Prince shall praise me. Before we go for the meaning, you see the meanings of tough words. Leaden means of lead. Okay, snap means broken, dreadfully means extremely, shabby means worn and dirty, proclamation means government order, overseer means supervisor, foundry, furnace where metal is melted, precious means costly, valuable, paradise means heaven. It is written by mistake it is written heaved, but it is heaven. Praise, an expression of respect to somebody. Okay, Then the meaning of the paragraph. Now, finally, we read that bird died at the feet of the happy prince. So, as soon as the bird died on the happy prince's feet, an unusual sound came out from the statue. The sound was of the breaking of the statue's heart, which was made of a lead. The heart broke because of the death of his beloved bird. As he loved the bird, and because of his death, he felt very sorry. So that's why his heart also broken. But it is said that it was so cold that the heart broke into two pieces. But actually, his heart broken because of the death of the his beloved bird. Okay. Now, next morning, the mayor of the city, along with his councillors, uh, were taking round of the area where the statue of Happy Prince was erected. Okay, where the statue was stood. They came there, and when the mayor crossed the statue and looked up at it, he said that the statue of Happy Prince looked untidy. It looked very shabby. Okay, the councillor also agreed with whatever the mayor used to say. They repeated, yes, it is looking very ugly. They also asserted, okay, the statue looked very untidy. The mayor noticed that the ruby stone which was placed in the handle of the sword was missing. The sapphire from the statue's eyes were also missing, and the layer of the gold all gone from the body of the statue. Okay, the mayor said that it seemed as if it was the statue of a beggar, and the town councillors agreed to him. And then the mayor noticed that a dead bird was lying on the feet of the statue. Then he told the town councillor to pass an order that birds were not allowed to die on the feet of the statue. And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion given by him. You can see the meaning. You can see the meaning of these difficult words on this page. So this way he wrote a proclamation. Understand? Then the art professor of the university said that now the statue of the happy prince did not look beautiful and was not useful anymore, and so they should demolish it. Okay, they should melt it. And this way the supervisor of the foundry, what is the meaning of foundry? Foundry means workshop for melting metals or casting metals or getting them in shape. Okay, so the supervisor of the foundry saw a strange thing. What he saw? That the heart of the happy prince's statue, which was broken into two pieces, was not melting in the furnace. Okay, so they threw the heart as it is in the dust heap. Where did they throw the heart? They threw the heart into a big heap of trash or dust. Coincidentally, they threw the heart of the happy prince where the dead swallow was also lying. Understand? First they threw the body of the bird, and then next they threw the dead, heart of happy prince there. Both the things they threw together. That's why I'm saying coincidentally. Okay, so coincidentally they threw the heart of happy prince. Where did they throw? They threw it where the dead swallow was lying. Okay, now next is finally this one paragraph. "Bring me the two most precious things in the city," said God to one of his angels, and the angels brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. Okay. God asked one of his angels to bring him the two most precious things of the city. The angel brought the two pieces of heart of the statue, and another was of the dead swallow bird. "You have rightly chosen," said God to the angel. "For in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing for evermore, and in my city of gold the happy prince shall praise me." So what did God said? God said to the angel that it had brought the right thing, means angel has brought the right thing. He has chosen the right things, which were indeed the most precious things for the in the city. And God said that the bird would always sing in the garden of his paradise, means heaven, and the happy prince would stay in his city. City here, he's referring city, God is referring city means paradise of gold, and admire him, and the happy prince would always praise the God. Okay. To conclude the chapter, now we should come to the message given by the happy prince chapter. So it gives us many important messages. The first message is that we must spread happiness around us if we wish to be happy, and it is useless to mount statues with gold and jewels when the people are hungry. The prince could be happy only as long as sorrow was not allowed to enter his palace. Once he saw pain, sufferings, and injustice, even his lead heart cried. The next message is that the disparity and sorrow in society can be overcome by compassion, generosity, and sharing. The generous prince and the gentle swallow sacrificed their life to bring happiness to the poor and the needy. However, their deaths did not end their lives. The redemptive power of love made them live forever as the precious and chosen ones of God. They became the dearest one of God. So that's all about the chapter, The Happy Prince. Thank you so much.